So today we're going to talk about some uh, the Etext and the level readers that go along with Elevate Science. But Miller and Levine Biology and Experience Chem also have the Etext. So I didn't want to leave the high school people out. They have Etext that go along with their programs as well. And we had the privilege, Chris and Donna and I had the privilege of meeting with some Ramsey teachers. And from that, we learned a lot, as we always do. Whenever we work with teachers, we learn probably just as much as they do. So I want to just give a shout out to the Ramsey teachers and say thank you for sharing with us and allowing us to meet with them. We're going to take a look at the e-text, the online text that go along with the program. So just a brief reminder of how you get in to the platform for the Savvis Realize platform. You have to go in using Clever, and then you click on the Savvis Easy Bridge, and that will take you into Realize. So today, this is our platform. And I'm going to focus on Elevate Science, but if you're one of the high school teachers and you happen to be watching, this also applies to Miller and Levine Biology and Experience Chem. And we will be going live, but I would like to take you through some screenshots first before we go live. And one other thing I wanted to mention, as I did last week, is that when we think about Elevate Science, Miller and Levine Biology, Experience Chem, we know that in the science department, you have exceptional modules that have already been created for you by your science leads. And I like this analogy of the jar with the rocks in it. And the rocks are those JCPS modules that have been created. And the Elevate Science, Miller and Levine Biology, Experience Chem, those are your optional programs that can help you fill in. So those would represent the sand and help you as extra resources that can help your students and provide you other activities that will help you meet the standards for your kids to be experts on those NGSS and be competent across the board, getting them ready to be deep thinkers and science doers. So here we go. Let's talk about these e-texts that come with all of the courses that you will find in your digital programs. So if we look here on the page, when you find the course that you are interested in, you're going to see that you have the capability of clicking on e-text. Now, if you click on the e-text at the table of contents level, which is here, this is going to give you the entire e-text. And it is going to open in a new page, and I'm going to show you that when we go live. But I wanted to just give you a look very quickly before we do go live. So when you click on the e-text, you're going to see here that you have the e-text for the teacher, and you also have the e-text for the students. So both of those are available on the teacher platform. When the kids sign in, they are going to have the student e-text. So again, you're going to see that it's going to open in a new window. That's going to make it nice for you to toggle back and forth between your course and your digital platform. And this is what it's going to look like when you see it in that new window. And you're going to notice that you have a menu. And when you open that window, and I think Donna showed us this nicely in the previous program, that you have your table of contents. You're going to be able to use bookmarks. There's annotation and highlights. You have a notebook at your disposal, which you can write in, and you have a glossary. The kids are also going to have all of these tools at their disposal. So some of the things about the teacher e-text, when you start to look at it, you're going to see that you have, for every topic, you're going to have all the lessons outlined for you. You're also going to have some instructions for you on how the Elevate Science, Miller and Levine Biology are laid out with this connect investigate, synthesize, and demonstrate instructional model, which goes along nicely with the engage, explore, explain and elaborate, and then evaluate the 5 E's if you're used to using that. You also will find scope and sequence. So for the middle school, you'll see grades 6, 7, and 8. In the Elevate Science, you can find grades K through 5 scope and sequence. You will also find all of the next gen science standards correlations. And I have been working along with the science leads to map out correlations between the JCPS modules and the Elevate Science programs. So again, if you'd like to see some of those, please contact me either through my Cloud HQ or email me. And I do have documents that are correlating these so you can see exactly how the two programs fit together. So you can weave some of these interactivities that we offer on the Savvis platform in with the modules that you're doing that have been provided by JCPS. At the topic level, you'll also see overviews of the topic along with the lessons, and this gets into more detail. So these are planned out for you, and you are also going to be given some clocks here in the teacher e-text that are going to give you some times, and they show you approximately how much time you might spend on each of these different activities that are provided for you in the programs. Notice down here, you're also going to see your next gen science standards. So again, makes it very user-friendly for linking the Elevate program with the JCPS modules. And again, I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes for you. Here's lesson 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we have a topic close. So this happens to come from the middle grades. This would be the book 2 and the cell system. And then you see down here, if you're short on time, it says use only the yellow clocks. That was meant for doing face-to-face instruction. So we have to modify that a bit if we're in our virtual world. And you'll also see here that we have some differentiated instruction provided for you. So the front matter for the teacher's edition is extremely beneficial. You'll also see then when you get into the topic that you have some materials here for some hands-on labs. It shows you the Connect version here, gives you materials list when we do go back face-to-face, everything that you might need for this. Again, the next generation standards are listed for you right there. And you also are given some differentiated instruction provided right there for you, very teacher-friendly. And you have some assessments, and it tells you where to go to find those. So it's linking the digital platform to what's in your e-text. Okay. Also listed, as we dig a little further, it gives you the objectives for that lesson, and GSS listed again specifically for that lesson. It will give you a nice content refresher. I liked this portion of it here under the professional development. And it gives you guiding questions. So if you're looking to do some claim and evidence with your kids, you can give them a guiding question, then ask them to make a claim about that, and then they can dig into their student edition to come up with some text information about how they're going to support their particular claim. Because they can give us their opinions all day long and tell us what they think, but if we want them to make a claim about their scientific reasoning and what they're thinking, we want them to make a claim. Then we want them to dig into their student edition and come up with maybe some text evidence. Here on the next page, we have some ELD support down here. We have a reading check, just nice, so we can we can ask our kids to do this. Again, we can assign these if we would like. And then all of our digital components here that appear on the digital platform are listed for us. And over here with our reading check, this is going to help us as teachers. So this is our what we call the wraparound. So here, this is the student, what the students are going to see. And here is our wraparound for our teachers edition. Okay. Again, this is two sides to the teachers edition. We also have literacy connections, very rich teachers edition. So many things are listed here for us. We have differentiated instruction. This page, you'll see we have a math toolbox. So here we're going to help our kids with some math that might be integrated into the science. This is the student page that we're seeing. So there's our math toolbox. We have more differentiated instruction down here, and we have academic vocabulary. And I know it's very important with JCPS that we introduce the vocabulary once we get into the explain and explore sections of the lesson. The student e-text, they're going to, it's interactive. So it will read to the students. You'll see that they can download some things. The student e-text, very interactive. So where it says you connect it, they can open up a notebook. They can write in this notebook. They close it, it will save. This is available to the kids on and offline. If we go down a little further where it says organization of the body, we'll see that they have an academic notebook here. They also have a reading check where they can open up a notebook. They have a hands-on lab which they can download. There's the reading check. When they open it, it says support the author's claim. This is their math toolbox, so you can see where we're asking them to do math and science. I know our kids are going to say, what? This isn't math class. But yes, it's very important that they are working on their math outside of the math classroom. So this is their math toolbox. And when they're working in their student e-text, they again have they can search their table of contents. They have a notebook here. They can annotate and highlight. There's 4 different colors of highlights. They can do their annotations. Everything is saved right here in their e-text. They can go back. They can search. They have a search box if they want to search cells. They can bookmark things. They can also print if they would like. And they do have access to a glossary. And this is the same for across the board for all of the science programs that we offer. Here's their notebook. You can see where they can write in here level of organizations. They can add notes. And then when they're done, they just hit that done button. All right. Do we have any questions in the chat, Chris, about our e-text?
Nope, nothing going on right now, Kelly. All's quiet. You're doing a fabulous job.
Thank you. So I just wanted to go live a little bit because here we see the platform, and then I wanted to go in to, like if I went into Elevate Science Course 2, this is kind of what it looks like and show you that the e-text is here. If I go into the cell system and I can go into lesson 1, I don't want to go into the editing mode. But if I go in here to lesson 1, I'm going to see the e-text here as well. Now, if I go in this way, I'm going to get directly into the e-text when it comes into the structure and function of cells. So you can see that that's a little different where it takes me directly in there. Here, if I opened it at the beginning, if we go back to the platform, perhaps I'll show you this way. If I open it here, this is where I have my choice. This is going to give me the entire e-text. So here's my teacher e-text. And I did want to show you one thing that I've done, because if you want to teach using all of these tabs, and I did meet with some teachers recently, and they were saying, well, I like to teach using the having a lot of tabs open. So I might have a tab open on the platform and have a U Investigate open. And then I have a tab for the student edition, and I have a tab for you can add this Google extension right here called Rename Tab, and you can just Google that and add it to your Chrome extension if you're using that. And then what you can do is if you click on this or click on here if I open my student Etext, I can then go in and rename that once I've added this, and I can then rename this student text. And if I hit rename text, now see that's my student e-text. So I'm not going to get lost then if I'm going back and forth between trying to demonstrate things with my students on, let's say, the cell system, and I want to get in there and show them an interactivity through the microscope. I can even go in here then and I can rename this tab, my interactivity. I've got that ready to go for class, and then I can get into the student e-text, and I might want to open some pages here for my table of contents and get into the cell system, and it will load for me, and we can talk about the essential question, and then I can go back here and go through the interactivity with them. Just wanted to show you how the beautiful colors in this and how engaging it is. And maybe this is what I'm going to use as my guiding question when when I'm teaching my lesson. How does the structure of the cell determine their function? And then I'm going to ask my kids to use what's in this e-text to find me some informational text to support a claim that they're going to make for that particular guiding question that I've asked them. And we can also then use the interactivity perhaps to answer that guiding question. So that's what we have for our teacher e-text and our student e-text. The other thing that I wanted to be sure that the Elevate Science K-5 teachers understand is that embedded in the program, you also have leveled readers. K-5, you have what we call leveled readers. And if you go all the way down on the table of contents page, go all the way down, and I'll take you live to show you this as well, you are going to see Savvis readers. And if you open that folder, you will see for each grade level that you have these leveled readers for each one of your topics. So this is what they look like when you open them up. You have the beautiful, colorful books that go along with your topics. There are going to be 3 leveled readers for each topic. You have one that we call below level for your readers that might struggle a little bit. You have on level, and you have advanced. Each one is a different Lexile level. So for example, grade 2, if we looked at earth, water, and land, you might have a Lexile level of 490 for the below level, and then the on level readers, it jumps up to 620, and then for advanced, it's 790. And you'll see them when you open that folder. This one happens to be Learn About Properties of Matter. You'll see this one would be the below level. This one's on level. This one is advanced. And then you also have a STEM and engineering reader. So this is a nice way of integrating your reading into science as well. And we'll go live with that. And then at the very bottom, here's where you have your reader lesson plans. So you have a whole set of lesson plans that go along with your leveled readers. And in the lesson plans, these are very complete lesson plans. We could do a whole segment on this. We could do a whole professional development just on this. It gives you some things to do before the reading. It gives you instructions on differentiated support. It gives you ELL support. It gives you what to do before the reading, during the reading, how to discuss the book, how it relates to the science, what to do after the reading, some collaborative conversation ideas. It also gives you some conversation strategies, some prompts, what to do after the reading. It gives you writing assignments, and then it does a curriculum connection to some other curriculum. So there might be a music, there might be an art, there might be something to do with social studies. So it's very it's really exciting to me, and very, very fun looking into that. So I'd like to go live and just take a look here. If we go to grade 2, we're going to go all the way down here in grade 2, and we see program resources, and here's my SAVIS readers. I'll show you one of these. So I said Earth's processes, so we might open these. And this would be my below level, my on level, and my above. So let's just take a look at this one. We can open, it's going to open in a new window. And again, the kids have all of these at their disposal too if you assign them. They can turn the page. And you can assign just a few pages at a time. You can assign the entire book. And so they can read about this. They can have it read for them. You can see how this then applies to the science that they're learning. Just makes it very exciting and engaging for the kids. The Hoover Dam, my favorite over here. Get excited when I see these. So if we go back to grade 2 then, and I wanted to show you just very quickly about the lesson plans. These lesson plans are for all grades. You'll notice it's 370 pages. So I have posted this so that you don't have to, download this yourself, but you can see some of these lesson plans that we have. So if we come back here, this is for the engineering, and this is kindergarten. So these are all the lesson plans for K through 5. So you see, we've got a summary of the book. We have our before reading, and this takes us all the way through. Some literacy skills, gives us graphic organizers, which you also have as program support. All of these are included. How to discuss the book, what's happening on page 2. Now for kindergarten, we don't have the below level because they're kindergartners, but you'll notice if we're talking about the higher grades, you will, in the lesson plans, you'll have specific questions addressed to below level and above level, advanced level. So see here, you've got vocabulary, and they will divide some of the vocabulary into the different levels. So on level and advanced. So the lesson plans do differentiate for which book you're dealing with, right? So all of these lesson plans I have posted on my Padlet. So I downloaded this and put them on the Padlet if that makes it easier for you to find. But you can see here during the reading on page 3, if we're in kindergarten, you have some different questions that you can ask. And then you have some reading strategies that they're inferring here. And you also have the depth of knowledge listed. So I really like this aspect of Elevate Science, and that they're bringing in the literacy as well. And this is the Padlet that I have, and I think the links are in the chat. And here's the leveled reader lesson plans. If you'd like to access them here, that's fine. You can download those or add comments. Would love to see your comments. And, just some other exciting things that here's some claim evidence reasoning, some frequently asked questions, and some other links here like the clues, articles, etc. So I am just encouraging all of us as educators just to give it a try. Maybe try one leveled reader, see if you like it, see how your kids like it. I find the books are really engaging. I particularly like some of the STEM books if you're interested in that. As always, the JCPS Partnership Plus team is here to help and consult in any way that you need us, whether it's lesson planning, creating the playlists, helping you to navigate between the science modules that we know are wonderful and integrating some of the activities that are on the Savvis platform. We're here for you. Please feel free to reach out to us. And the next session depends on your schedule. So you let us know. We're here for you.